Hey everybody, it's June 11th. It's been a little over a month since I last gave a update tour on the future Back to Eden food forest here. So I just want to kind of walk around and show what's going on. There's some neat stuff going. Gosh, we'll address the elephant in the room first here. These pumpkin vines are going nuts. This is the Seminole pumpkin. If you remember from the last video, there's a couple plants, located about there, and you can see they've just started taking over here. This is what I was expecting and what I was hoping for, so off we go. We do have a couple pumpkins starting already. My lovely wife has gone around and done some hand pollinating because we haven't seen too much bee activity, so we want to get the pumpkins started, and that's the way we've kind of learned how to do it for now, and we will do a video on that and show you how when the time is right. Anyway, yeah, you can see lots of nice flowers. These are male flowers here, so we'll be looking for some females later and try and do some hand pollinating. So anyway, this is really exciting. I see a couple more pumpkins scattered throughout. Sorry, I'm trying not to go too fast here. There's one there. And kind of an update on this teepee trellis. We got some volunteer tomatoes coming up here. I don't know where these came from. A bird must have deposited them or something, but anyway, we're just kind of tying them up as they go and using the trellis for what it was meant for. And I talked about the perennial cucumber, and I just want to give a shout out to grower Jim over in Apopka. Yeah, we found him at a local farmer's market, and he had this plant, that I've been trying to grow. So I was able to buy one already established and get it in here, and so now it's off and running, and it's been growing pretty quick since I got it. So I think in no time this guy will start establishing itself on this teepee trellis. And that little seedling I had going is still here. It's just, I think it got baked in the sun or something one day, so I put these palms over it, and to protect it from the heat of the day. And we have gotten a lot of rain over the last week and a half. It was a very dry spring, and pretty unusual, but anyway, the floodgates have opened up and things are just starting to take off now. You can see these watermelons are doing good. And these are the walking onions, looking healthy. This one's already putting on some growth here at the top. I think that's probably where the bulb's gonna form. So this is really exciting. Moringa tree looking good. Got some miniature sunflowers here. I don't know what's going on with that, but I expect these guys to grow pretty tall, but they're just hanging out at a couple feet. Anyway, it still look good. Bananas doing good. This moringa tree is about 5 foot now. So that one's just taken off. Oh wow, look at this. Look at those mushrooms. That's crazy. In here we got some more heat-loving plants going. These are cowpeas, so those guys should do fine. And what else do we got? Goji berries still looking decent. Eggplant. Some more cowpeas. Apple trees looking nice. More watermelon. Here's a nasturtium. Funny story on that guy. I had some more planted in here that were growing up bigger, kind of more ahead of this guy. And my wife decided to do some weeding in the garden, and I guess she mistook it for dollar weed, which we have plenty of. It's our arch nemesis, and so she pulled a few of these out, just thinking they were dollar weed, and yeah, I don't know. It was a mistake. She didn't know I had planted them there, but this guy survived. He was hidden, and so now she knows, and we got at least one. Some peppers. You're doing good. More cowpeas. And this is the corn and fava bean graveyard. I haven't really tried to do much else with this space yet. Oh, I think this is pretty cool. And these two rows here, right there, I had planted some seeds of cranberry hibiscus, and like for the longest time, nothing was happening. I think it was just too dry in the spring, and all of a sudden it started to get, wet, and with all the rain. So now we got some cranberry hibiscus growing, which I'm excited about. I love that plant. But one cool thing I wanted to point out was that I had a couple extra spare seeds in my hand when I was done with these rows, and I just kind of threw them out and scattered them. And this guy was one of those stray seeds I just threw out, and it had just taken off, and it landed in the wood chips. Like these rows, I had pulled everything back and planted down in the soil, and this one just landed on top of the wood chips, and it's looking way healthier and way far ahead of all these other ones. Just an interesting note. Yeah, so I'm gonna really quickly show you kind of what's going on in the chicken area, and then on the other side of the chicken area, because I've planted a lot of things out there, so hold tight. I am inside the current chicken area. There's the start of the garden back there. I kind of briefly mentioned these trees in the last video, but didn't show them up close. This is a June plum. This is awesome. I just put the tree in the ground a couple months ago, and this thing's already producing. And it's got some smaller ones over here, and it looks like it's starting again over here. So I did a heavy pruning right after I planted this, and it's already filled back in, and I need to kind of open the middle back up again and give it another pruning. So this it's known to be an early producer. Here we have the strawberry tree. I had the cage around it, and the chickens would perch up on top of the cage and peck away at all the leaves. So it wasn't, the cage was trying to protect the tree, but it was ended up getting damaged anyway. So I took the cage off, and now they can't reach the top leaves, but they did come and pick everything off the bottom here. So anyway, keep you updated on this tree. And over here is a Namdok Maya mango. A few weeks after I planted it, it had all these flowers on it that I picked off, and trimmed them all off to help the tree focus on its growth. And I can't win, I guess. It's put on all these new flowers, and I guess I gotta take the cage off and get those things off too. It's too small of a tree to be supporting all that. So this one's doing great. And on the other side of the chicken area, I've done some more planting of trees, and we'll give you a quick rundown of what those are and show you how things are shaping up. This is a sugar apple. I'm really excited about this guy. It's already got a flower there. This one's doing great, looking healthy. Apricot. I've installed another arch trellis here, and this is for this guy, the chayote squash. Excuse me, I couldn't find the name there. And I got one on the other side too. Yeah, so that was starting to climb. This thing, from what I understand, never grown it before, but it's a really heavy producer and vigorous grower. This is a carambola starfruit. Love these flowers, they're so cool. This is Barbados cherry. This is the one I propagated from air layering. There's a flower. While we're at that farmer's market getting that perennial cucumber from grower Jim, found a elderberry, so picked that up. My wife's excited about this guy. And we got jackfruit. Absolutely loving all this rain. This is a black mission fig. Started that from a cutting. So what I'm doing here, I was in a hurry to get some trees in the ground. So before I moved the chickens over here, get the trees in the ground and just heavily mulch all around them. Try and get like a 4-foot diameter of mulch. And the trees are loving it. Here's the black Suriname cherry. Give a shout out to my friend Brett. He hooked me up with this guy and it's looking good. Thanks, Brett. So yeah, once the chickens are done in here, I'll be putting cages around these trees and moving the chickens over here. So that's the plans for the future on that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this update. I'll be updating you more as time progresses, and I need to get you out to the front community garden and show you what's going on out there. So I may come out there with the family today, do some chores, and give you an update on what's going on out there. Anyway,